Okay, so find your way into that tabletop. We're just going to wake up the abdominals first. Move, begin with circle all the way around the wrist before we do anything else, weight loading, and then just go back the other way. Come and find a neutral position, and I want you to pull the hands towards you and then diagonally out to the right. Then I want you to imagine pushing the feet forward towards the hands. Should feel a bit of engagement through the abdominals. And then release the pressure away, hands and feet. If you're going to do that again, this time we're going to pull the hands diagonally back and right, push with the feet, lift the knees, and then try and keep pulling the hands towards the knees and the knees forward towards the hands. Core should be bracing. Keep breathing, try not to hold the breath. This brace is what we need when we start working with squats and things like that. One more breath in. Exhale, come down. Move through one round of cat-cow, just let it all go. Good, come and find a neutral position. Tuck your toes, don't apply the pressure first. Lift your knees up. Take a deep breath in. Brace the core and then pull hands and feet towards each other and keep that brace. One more breath in. Come down. Okay, so we're going to warm the glutes up a little bit while we're down here. Oops. And then we are going to, so yeah, we'll do a bit of a warm up while we're down here because I'm very aware that everyone's just got out of bed. And then we'll move on to something a little bit more dynamic to get the heart rate up. And then we'll move into the actual session. Okay, send your right leg back behind you. Toes tucked underneath. And we're just going to pick the right leg up and over to the left side. Up and over to the right. Up and over to the left. So try not to let the hips move left and right. And notice if your core is kind of got a bit saggy and see if you can really pull it up. Up and over. Do 4 more. Just getting a bit of mobility into that hip. Wake up the glutes a little bit behind you. Last one. Up and over. Out to the right. Knee back down. Good, and then swap sides, so left leg extends back. Same again, so make sure first you're bracing, you're drawing in the abdominals. Bring it up and over. Out to the left, up and over, out to the left. Notice the hips, notice the core. Three, 2, 1. Good, bring the knee back down. Okay, so this time we're going to tuck the right toe underneath. We're just going to do fire hydrants, so just bringing the knee out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and then swapping it over, so left leg comes toes tuck, come off the top of the right foot, and again out. 10, 9, 8, high as you can go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, I'm going to find a way up to standing. And at this point, you're going to want to fix your resistance band if you've got it. If not, we're just going to use body weight. I'm going to turn off the heat. It's warm in here. Sorry, dog, rubbing it in. Okay. Neat. I think there's a sheet there. So it's 41. Okay. So what we're going to do is there are variations. So I'm just so that I don't feel bad telling you guys to do it. We're going to do 3 back-to-back exercises for the warm-up with no rest between them. 20, 20, and 20. If you're fairly new to working quite intensively with the legs, which is what we're going to be doing for the next 30 minutes. You're going to start here, and you're going to do these times 20, keeping the hips down, rib cage in, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to come into body squats. 20, 20, 20. And then I'd like you to finish by just, if you've got tins, great. You're just going to bring your body forward and come up 20. So you're hinging forward, hips go back, long spine. So even if you are bending, you can come all the way down, don't stop at 90 and come up. If you are fairly used to training your legs, instead we're going to do lateral bounds. So you're going to jump and you're going to do 20 of those, followed by 20 jump squats. As high as you can each time, and then you're going to finish in the same way with the deadlift. So choose your variation. There's absolutely zero judgment in here. It's early. If you don't feel like going max out with your legs, fine. If you do, there are options for you. Okay, so we're going to do 2 sets of it as well, I should probably add. So you can always do one of each if you feel like it. Okay, are we all ready? I feel like absolutely not. Okay, choose your variation. 20 side steps or side lateral lunges, straight into a squat variation, either jumping or normal, straight into a deadlift hinge. Okay, when you are ready, making sure if you're jumping or walking, you're keeping the hips as low as you can. Straight into either jump squats or regular squats, your choice. Straight into a deadlift, start moving once you're done. So really making sure you're pressing the hips back, hands go in front. Shoulders stay retracted, come up and squeeze at the top. Forward, up and squeeze. Forward. Good. Forward. 5. Focusing on shoulders staying back. 6. You know what I'm going to say about the ribs. 7. 8. 9. 20. Good. Take a very quick break. Then we're going to do that again. Bear in mind you can choose to mix and match. So if you need to get your heart rate up, jump squats, great way of doing that. Lateral bounds also. So you could do lateral bounds and then into normal squats if you need to. There's just options there for you. Take it as you like. Okay, when you're ready, 20, 20, 20. Nice, Doug. 20. Hopefully everyone's heart rate has come up a smidge. Okay. If you're working with a resistance band, right down around the ankles. If you're not, it's not a problem at all. Just have a slightly easier way. Okay, we're coming into a sumo stance. Wherever you are, you want to walk the feet pretty wide apart.
No RDL?
No, sumo squat. Yeah, and turn the toes into the diagonal, so that as you sink, the knees will track straight over the toes. So if you know you need to turn them in a bit because the glutes and the hips just don't have that range pressing, that's fine. Same. Brace through the front of the body. So with the sumo squat, what we tend to see is this kind of weird, this happens, which is almost more like a deadlift type action. What I want you to do is try and think about core bracing in. We're trying to come straight down, chest stays up. Come up, and I don't want you to straighten at the top. We're keeping the quads on, and we're just using the glutes, tuck the pelvis underneath. Sink back. Come up most of the way, keep the quads on, squeeze the glutes underneath. And then go back again. 15, squeeze. 14, squeeze. Squeeze, chest stays up. Good. 12, 11, 10, doing legs yesterday, 9, down, squeeze, 8. Making sure at no point are we straightening those legs all the way up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Be mindful of which side of the butt is squeezing at the top. So it is real, one side will squeeze, the other will not. 1. Good. Walk your legs in, take a very quick break. Drink water, blow your nose if you're in my world. Okay, right. And then we're going to go 2 more rounds of that, so walking the feet wide. This time, if we can, you're going to increase the speed. And instead of doing 15 reps, we're going to do 20 reps. So the same again, you want to make sure you're bracing. We're going straight down as much as we can. Oh, my feet wider. Good. And then when you come out, legs don't straighten. Really squeeze underneath and then sink back down. Okay, when you are ready, go for 20s, walking the feet as wide as you can. Toes turn out, ribs in, and plie. And squeeze. All right, Lisa. Take a break whenever you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. If you've got resistance band, keep it on. The next set we're doing without. That would just be mean. Okay, shake out the legs. Okay, look. So the next one we're doing is exactly the same in terms of the movement, but because we're no longer working with the added resistance, we're going to make it slightly more complicated. So again, we're going for 20, but we're going to come down sumo, up, foot goes behind, curtsy, back to sumo. This is 1. No one looks happy. Sorry. We're moving on to the hamstrings in a second, so you'll get a break off the quads. Okie dokie. So when you're ready, squatting yourself down, ribcage in, come up, squeeze, step behind, curtsy. So at no point will we straightening out those legs. Up, squeeze, curtsy. 1. 2. 3, squeeze at the top. Squeeze, curtsy. 3. Again, just be mindful of the ankles, especially in this one. I know mine crack a lot when I come behind to do the curtsy. So if you're noticing cracking and popping without pain, by all means keep going. If you're noticing cracking and it's starting to occur with pain, skip the curtsy and just step the feet together. Hope your quads are really starting to fire if they weren't already. 5 more to go. We're almost there. 5. 4. 3. Squeeze. 3. You've got this. Down. Squeeze. Down. Squeeze. Last one, make it a good one. Lower. Squeeze. Curtsy. Lower. Squeeze. Curtsy. Whew, done. Done with the quads. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a traditional deadlift. So if you are working with a band, you have 2 options. If you've got a long band, by all means bring it underneath both feet, step it pretty wide, and you can use that as your leverage. If like mine is not particularly tight, you're welcome to double it over. If you have a normal band, you're welcome to see if you can fit it underneath the feet. What we're aiming for with this, so even if I use my pink one, because my feet aren't that wide, feet are just under the hips, I can still get the movement, I just can't come all the way up. Or ditch it completely in terms of using the band and use 2 hand weights or 2 tins instead. And you've still got 20 seconds, so no rushes. If, however, you have a slightly narcissistic tendency and your band doesn't work under your feet, you're welcome to bring it around your legs to keep the quads active at the same time. I'll leave that one with you to decide. Nice, Doug. Okay, so when you're ready, either stepping onto a band or using some kind of weights. And we're just going to go over it first and foremost. So deadlift. We are falling forward and then hips go down. Good. So when you come up, these need to come up together, legs straight and chest lift. Chest goes down, hips go back, up, together. Good, chest down, hips back, up, together. Good. Then 15 of these, really squeezing at the top. And again, you can choose whether you want to straighten all the way up, or whether you get more benefit from slightly not straightening and instead squeezing. Keeping the shoulders back so we're not rounding into the upper back, whatever we're doing. Good, 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Take a break. For your next one, I'm going to ask everyone to step themselves back and turn sideways, because me watching you from the front doesn't give me any scope to try and give you any kind of feedback on posture. And with deadlifts, we've got to be really careful that we are this leg is terrible, keeping that brace so that as I come forward, I'm not here because my hands are trying to get towards my legs. And I'm also not coming so low that my bum tucks underneath and I end up losing my muscular range. Those of you that came on Sunday, Matt talked a lot about people who do single leg pistol squats and the fact that we get to a certain point and my bum stays straight, and then it winks underneath. That point is actually as low as I can get before I dump into ligaments and my pelvis scoops underneath, and I've lost what I'm trying to work on. So please make sure you turn sideways and step a little bit further back so we can see what you're up to. Got to keep your low back safe. Okay, so you know what you're doing. I'm going to watch this time instead of doing it with you to make sure that I can help. Again, choosing to put the band around above the knees if you are that way inclined. Oh, we've got a few takers. So if it's hard to tell where your knees are in those leggings, just make sure the band is definitely above them. Yeah, cool, fine. Okay, frame first, ribs in. Good, and then fold forward, and I want you all to hold in that forward position. Okay, so Maddie, you need to retract your shoulders back. Pull your shoulders back. Yeah, and then so you can bend your knees way more than that. Ready? There we go, that's a deadlift. Julie, same. Can you bend your knees a bit more? And then draw your ribs in because you've lost it at the middle back. There we go, good. Nicely, so just pull the shoulders back off it, squeeze the shoulders. Yeah, there we go. Low, you can actually come up a little bit with the chest and then drop the knees. Bend. Yeah, perfect, good, that's better. Yeah, Doug, good frame. Cool, okay, and then come up. Good, every single one of you, actually the 10, when you come up, you're here and you've got a really good frame, and then as you come up, the shoulders stay down. If you're lifting 90 kilos, I can tell you from personal experience, you will absolutely do your shoulders a number. So as you come up, you've got to keep shoulder blades back. I think leading with the shoulder blades if you have to. Yeah, good, that's better. Cool, okay, go for 15 of those. So whenever you are ready, by all means, take yourself into that start position, bending the knees. Good, and up. Shoulders staying back the whole time. You can bend the knees way more than that, Lisa, if you can. Yeah, there we go, good. Bend. 5, 4, 3, shoulders, 2, hips go back and down, 1, good. Okay, so to finish it off, because we mixed it up a bit last time, we're going to do a single leg RDL. So if you've got the band above the knees, you probably want to take it off. You can work with tins, you can work with resistance band. I'll show you both whilst you enjoy a break. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do about this one. Okay, first thing is you got to make sure your feet, a bit like in a warrior one where I hate it because everyone does this, and then they try and put all the twist to get their hips straight through that back knee. Walk your feet as wide apart as you need to make sure that your hips are going to be level, pointing forward. On that back leg. From here, you need to think, instead of folding forward, which I see quite a lot, people tend to get quite a lot of compression here in the low back because we naturally want to arch. Instead, what I'd like you to do is I want you to sink back. Bum goes back. You'll see both knees suddenly come to a match point. If I'm using these, they're sliding down the front leg. Again, my shoulders stay back and I come up, squeeze forward. So I'm coming back, my knees match and up. So there's tins sliding down that front leg, or you can use a resistance band instead. And up, making sure you keep the ribs in and up. Doug, if you're going to use a weight, you'd actually be better off if you've got a tighter resistance band, because it will give you that pull all the way through the movement if you're after a bit more intense. Okay, you can keep going, or we'll start. So we're going to do 10 on each leg. So making sure you are ready and you're happy with your form. Making sure that left hip drops down, Doug. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then the hips go back and pull up. 1, slowly back, up for 2, slowly back, up for 3, slowly back, up for 4, slowly back, 5, slowly back. Make sure the hips are square to the front, man. It looks like your left hip is back a bit off it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And swap the legs. Stepping the foot back. First thing is making sure those hips are square, so we haven't got one hip pulling us back. Good. And then sink the hips back, long spine. So think, pull the crown of the head forward, find that length. Good start position, shoulders back, and then come up. 1. Sink all the way back, slowly. Up for 2. Sink back. Up for 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Good. Okay, next up is we need a chair. I know I didn't send you a playlist, but by all means do put music on in the background, by the way. I didn't have a playlist, but my internet died at 11 o'clock last night. I'd give up the will to live. Okay, so option 1, simply doing long stance, emphasis on that. Single legs, so again, making sure that that hip tucks underneath. For me to do that, I have to be on the toes with the toes tucked under. You might be able to do it on the top of the foot and brace the hips. I don't find it can, up to you. From here, hands can stay on the waist, hands can come in front if you like it for the balance. We're leaning, so we've got a long line from the crown of my head all the way down my back into that back knee is a long line. So instead of coming down, I want you to come slightly further forward and then squeeze the glute under as you come up. So we're coming forward and then squeezing to come up. If you feel this in your low back, shorten the stance and instead just come straight down as much as you can. Okay? So I'd probably suggest start with your weak leg and then do 10. Okay, whenever you are ready, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, good. At least it's feeling it in our butt. That's where we want to feel it, not in the quads. Well, not as much in the quads. Good. So make sure that toe is right on the edge of the chair. If it's too far back, you're going to shift it straight into the quads, which is what we want to avoid here. So, Maddie, can you shift your foot right onto the edge of whatever it is you're using? Here we go. Good. Cool. When you're ready, sink and squeeze. 9. Nice, Doug. 8. 7. Doug, push the left hip forward a bit. Yeah, we go. Good. 6. Nice, Law. 5. Lean forward a little bit further, Law. Yeah, good. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Shake them out. If anyone ever feels weird sensations, by the way, by all means use this time to tell me, and then I can adapt it for you for the next round so you're not in pain anywhere. Except, hopefully, the leg sprain are supposed to be in pain. No one has any questions? Everyone just wants it to be over.
I'm just going to drop out now. Got to go for a run.
Make sure you
Thank
stretch.
you. I will. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go again. Bringing the leg behind you. Again, dropping that hip all the way forward, even if you think it's forward. Good. And then leaning. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Nice, Julie. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swap over. The toes right on the edge of the chair, so the toes are almost coming off. Good. And then again, lean the body forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Mat. Shake them off. Okay. Depending on your narcissistic tendencies, the last round you can repeat what we've been doing. You're welcome to take a pulse. So instead of just coming up and down, so option 1 is to repeat what we've been doing. Option 2 is to come down, pulse, then come up. So again, we're going to do 12 this time instead of 10. So you can pulse and come up. If you really want to go to town, bring your strap underneath that front foot. Toe goes behind, and you lucky things, you can come down, pulse, and come up against the resistance band, which will amplify it 1000%. You choose, entirely up to you. It's your morning, your glutes, your legs. Okay, so if you are not pulsing, I'd like you to do 15 instead. If you're pulsing, do 12. When you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, this up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, my hamstrings are on fire. It's like dogs are too now. Oh. I haven't got the gloves off though. When you're ready, swap it over, toes right on the edge. And then your choice. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then to finish, we're going to do abductions and then we are done and we can stretch. So for abductions, if you've got a band, grab. If you haven't, grab your tin or hand weight. In fact, yeah, if you've got a band, do this on a chair. If you haven't, we'll do it on your side using a tin. So, if you're doing it on your side, you're coming down into a clam position. You're going to bring the tin or hand weight onto the legs. You've got some resistance inside of the feet together. And you're opening up and just kind of using the clam to push the knee back down as you're trying to lift it up, just to add a bit more resistance in. Otherwise, if you are on a chair, I'm going to do this facing you because that's grim. You are sitting, band goes above the knees, feet go wide, and I want you to push your bum back, lean the chest slightly further forward. Bring the hands down to hold onto the strap. Start with the toes on the diagonal, and we're pulsing out that way instead, making sure we're pressing the hips back, chest slightly forward. Whichever version you're doing it one-sided, and then the other we're going to do 6 on each side. If you're doing it because you're comfortable sat in a chair, you're doing 15. Make them slow. Okay, whenever you're ready. Good, so Julie, you want to keep the feet together and just open the knee. Up, that's it, good. And really, when you get to the top, make sure you squeeze the knee back, really use the glute at the top as much as you can. Is anyone counting? Doug, you always count. I think I've got 4 left. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Did you guys swap sides? Lying on your side? Go again on the other side. You're doing 6 on each side or whatever you just did on that side. Just repeat that one for me. Okay, once you've done on both sides, or even if you're sat in a chair, what we're going to do next, so if you're lying on your side, I want you to do 5, do 5 of them, and then when you get to the top, I want you to pulse 5 times on that last rep, and then swivel yourself over, 5 clams, and then 5 pulses right at the top of the last rep. If you're sat in a chair, we're going for 15, and then we're going for 20 pulses right at the end. The pulses, I warn you, are brutal to get through. I will count them as fast as I can. Okay, so whenever you're ready, making sure that the hips push back if you're sat in a chair. If you're lying on your side, just making sure that the inside of the feet really push into each other so you engage the inner thighs as well as the glutes. Okay. 15. All right, so if you guys are on your side, you probably want to do your 5 right at the top and then swap over. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, if you're sat in a chair, open the legs wide and pulse. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oi. Oh, okay, wherever you did that torturous exercise, find your way into a chair or something you can sit on. So we're just going to stretch out the glutes first. So bringing your right or your left leg ankle above the knee onto the thigh. Same hand as ankle goes onto the ankle. Other hand doesn't go onto the knee, it comes back onto the thigh. Gently press down a little bit so we create a little bit more opening in the hip. Push the glutes back, try and lean the chest forward over that leg. Slowly bring yourself up and swap over. Hips go back, lean the body forward. Inhale, come up. Okay. I'm going to switch on to the meditation just in case anyone's waiting. What I'd like you to do in the meantime, if you're not switching, is to simply stretch the quads. If you are switching, stretch the quads and switch yourself onto meditation. And I will hopefully see you there in a minute.